and I'll be telling you my permit test story today. It's my first story time video, so if you're new, welcome. If you're not, then welcome back. Yeah. So to start off, I never really was ready to take the permit test. I kind of was like throwing it off, I was just kind of like, I'll do it some other time. I did it way 2 months after my birthday, but still, that's way after. And so I took it, I don't know what date, but I went in there, right, because I'm not ready. My dad kind of just like made me take it, and I'm watching a squirrel outside. Sidetracked. Okay. So, my dad kind of made me take it because he was tired of, like, letting me drive around where there weren't any, like, cops, and there were, like, it's really, really far away, so it's, like, 45-minute drive, and he was, like, tired of taking me out there to drive because I wanted to drive out there and stuff, so he was like, I'm tired of this, and, made me take the test, and I was kind of like, I'm nervous. I was kind of walking in there like, yeah, I'm taking the permit test, I'm good, I'm cool, but, yeah. So, yeah. When we got into the DMV, it was kind of like this room, and, then you walk around to this counter and stuff like that. So, there was another little girl, I want to say little girl because she's probably my age. She was taking the permit test too, and her dad or her grandpa was like some really known guy, and everybody knew him in there, and they were like, hi Bill, or whatever his name was, and we were kind of like, whoa, this guy knows everyone, so I sit down, I take the test, and there's this computer, and you put these headphones on, and I'm just sitting there answering these questions. They give you like a little first question, like practice question, like 2 + 2, and then you have to press what it equals, 1, 2, 3, or 4. And honestly, I pressed the right one, but it made me second guess myself. I was kind of like, is it 4? I don't know if it's 4. So, yeah. That was it. And the girl next to me, probably, I took my time on this, because I never read the book. This girl, she, like, after 5 minutes, just me sitting there, I was probably there for a total of, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. Not on the first test. I didn't get it on the first test. The second test, no. So this girl, 5 minutes after, I'm, like, sitting there, she gets up, and I'm like, oh my god, did you pass that fast? What? And then they're like, Mary, would you like to take the test again? And I'm not making up the name. What's her actual name? And she's like, yes. And then, so I'm about halfway through the test, maybe the 18th question, and I get it wrong. But before 5 minutes later, I took 10 minutes on this test, right? 5 minutes later, the girl gets up again, and she walks out. I didn't pass! Just like happened like that. Wow. Yeah, so I'm like, really? You can take this again tomorrow. You can take this again to the next day. And I'm like, whatever. But I didn't tell her that. I was just kind of like doing my test, There were probably two other people in there, and I don't know. They looked a little bit older. So I was on my second test, right? And there was one question left, and I got the last question wrong, and so I failed because they let you get 5 wrong, and then if you get 6 wrong, you're out. So literally I was kind of like, okay, I just kind of walked out. I was like, hey Dad, let's go. And he's like, did you get in? I'm like, no. I just didn't want to say anything like, that girl, like, whatever. So I'm just going to tell this part of the story, because if I don't tell this part of the story, then I'm going to tell it at the end of the story. So I'm just going to tell it now and then go, because it happened the same day. Okay. Got it? So, oh, I got the new Fitbit, by the way. I'm so sidetracked. Okay, so I'm going into this, what's it called? City Hall for my dad, because he works and stuff, and he just had me turn in something because it's for his work. Well, I usually turn stuff into this building all the time. I walk into the building, and in this building there has never ever been a security thing like at the airport. No, but this time there was. And I kind of like look at it and I'm just kind of like, okay. And I had my back brace on, so I was kind of like, well, I have a back brace, so they like, well, first I told them I have a back brace, and then they go, how young are you? And I go, don't you mean, well, I was thinking this, don't you mean how old am I? And I go, I'm 15. And the guy just looks at me like, excuse me, you cannot be here. Well, that's what he said. This is like a policeman. And this is like, crime never happens in this building, so I don't know why. He goes, excuse me, ma'am, you cannot be here. So I walk out to the car and I'm like, they wouldn't let me be here. Let me go in because, you know, I don't know, I guess I'm too young to go in a stupid building. Yeah, sure. So my dad walks in and, sidetracked again. He goes in and it takes him a really, really long time, but that place takes a really long time anyway, so I'm just kind of like used to it. He says, oh yeah, they wouldn't let me in either because I kept on walking through and the security thing kept on beeping and like, did you take off your keys and stuff like that? And he's like, yeah, but he has a key that's pink and it's actually a knife. So then they're like, oh my god, he has a knife. It's like, I'm just trying to get this paper in here. Can you please hand it in there? Like, can you just let this man do his thing? So yeah. So the next day I was actually more excited for the test because I knew what was on there, and I knew everything that was going to be on there, so it made me happy. It made me like, oh, I know what's going to be on here, and I know all the answers now, and yeah, so I got all of them right the next day. And then we went to this other building and we got my permit, and yeah. So that's kind of like the story of how I got my permit. It's kind of weird, but it's not really that bad, but you know, I just thought making a story time video. So because I'm too lazy to write descriptions, I made a little video for the end of this video. Yeah, it'll be at the end of this video, and it'll say on my social medias. Please follow me there. I love you guys, and love you.
You seem to replace your brain with your heart. You take things so hard and then you fall apart. You try almost cry.